250 years. That's how long this country's been standing. And I want to celebrate that. I genuinely do. I love this country. I love what it was designed to be. I love the idea at the center of it that free people, left to their own devices, with their rights protected and their government kept small and accountable, could build something the world has never seen before. I love that idea so much that I can't bring myself to celebrate what we've done with it. The men who signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776 were not politicians in the way we understand that word today. They were farmers, lawyers, merchants, tradesmen, men with land and families and businesses and everything to lose. They signed their names to a document that amounted to a death warrant if it went wrong. They did it because they believed that what the British Crown was doing to them, the taxation without representation, the quartering of soldiers, the suspension of their own local laws, the rigging of courts, they believed it was intolerable, that no free man should have to live under it. Now let me read that list again. Taxation without representation, government soldiers in your home, local authorities overridden by distant centralized powers, and courts that answer to the powerful instead of the people. Now tell me with a straight face, that doesn't sound familiar. I'm not standing here telling you America's beyond saving. I'm not telling you to give up or check out or just stop caring. That's the opposite of what I believe. But I am telling you the truth as I see it. Because I think so many people this weekend are going to spend this anniversary waving flags, lighting fireworks, calling it patriotism, while the country those flags represent drifts farther and farther away from what the founders actually built. Real patriotism isn't comfortable. Real patriotism is what those men in Philadelphia did, looking at a system that was failing them, naming it clearly, and refusing to pretend it was acceptable. We live in a country where working families in places like the Ohio Valley, people who wake up early, do hard work, pay their taxes, and ask very little in return, are being squeezed from every direction. Federal taxes, state taxes, property taxes that climb every year, while services stay the same or get worse. Fees and regulations stacked on small businesses that make it harder every year to make an honest living the way your parents or grandparents did. We live in a country where the political class, on both sides of the aisles, and I want to be clear about that, has become so interwritten with corporate money, with lobbyists, with their own self-interest, that the idea of a representative government that actually represents working people has become almost a joke. It's almost naive to even say it out loud. We live in a country where the federal government has grown so large and so far-reaching, so involved in every corner of our daily lives, that the 10th Amendment, the one that says power is not given to the federal government, belongs to the states and to the people, reads more like a historical artifact than an actual operating principle of our government. Our founders warned us about all of this, not in vague terms, in specific, pointed language that holds up remarkably well 2.5 centuries later. Thomas Jefferson said the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time. George Washington warns against the dangers of political parties becoming more loyal to themselves than to the country. And Benjamin Franklin, when asked what kind of government the convention had produced, reportedly said a republic, if you can keep it. We've not kept it, not fully, not the way it was designed. And I think about that on a weekend like this one, when the flags are out and the grills are going and the fireworks are lighting up the sky over every small town in the Ohio Valley. And I don't want to be the person that ruins that. Generally, there is something real worth honoring in that tradition, in the community, in the shared sense of belonging to something bigger than yourself. But I also think the most patriotic thing I can do right now, more patriotic than any flag I could wave, is to refuse to look away from what is actually happening. To say it clearly to anyone willing to listen, that the distance between what this country was designed to be and what it has become is not something we should celebrate. It's something we should fix. And that starts in your home, in your community, in the way you live, the way you prepare, the way you refuse to become dependent on a system that don't have your best interest at heart. It starts with knowing your neighbors and your land and your own capabilities well enough that when those systems fail you, and they will fail you, you're still standing. And that's not pessimism. That's the most American thing I know how to do. So happy birthday, America. I still believe in what you were supposed to be. Now let's get back to the work of actually becoming it.